Hi everyone, it's Empress Ajwa Sankofa, and I would like to talk to you all today about truth. So, when it comes to the topic of truth and what is true, everyone always has an opinion. Everybody always has something to say. But is anyone ever right and is anyone ever wrong? Well, I came today to tell you that there are layers to truth. And as I've gone on my own journey and gone through various levels of spiritual ascension, and I see things from different perspectives, I've seen how my own version of truth has shifted along with my consciousness along the way. So, with that shift in awareness in my consciousness, I no longer have the desire within me to challenge what anyone thinks or what anyone wants to do with their life. All I can do is just expose you to the level of truth in which I've been exposed to. And if you choose to embrace that truth, then you walk your journey with me, or you walk your journey with other people having come in contact with that truth, and you move forward into what is true for you. So, for example, for me, I don't want to challenge anyone to change what they think if they don't want to. That means that if you want to be vegan, go for it. There's plenty of arguments for someone choosing to go vegan and to not consume anything from animals. If you don't want to be vegan, don't be vegan. There's also arguments that go against veganism, and I see from both sides. If someone wants to believe that they should go to church every Sunday, or they should go to temple, mosque, they should believe in this God, that God, this God, 5 gods, 10, the pantheon, whatever they want to believe, it's not my job to tell you that you're wrong. My job is to expose the level of truth and expose how various organizations of people and spiritual entities have, in fact, mind controlled the population to where you cannot think for yourself. But my job as a spiritual teacher is not to tell you that you're wrong. My job as a spiritual teacher is to embrace you for where you are right now. Because your opinion of something right now may not be your opinion of something 5 minutes from now. A year from now, you may not think how you think right now. And if you do think the same way that you think a year from now, you haven't grown at all. If you never have contradicted yourself or have gone to deeper levels of truth, I have to question, have you grown? Are you really doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you doing the soul work to evolve? Because as you evolve, your awareness shifts, your consciousness shifts. You don't see things the same way that you used to. And the level in which you receive insights depends on what you can handle at that time. Empress Sankofa, what exactly do you mean by that? That means I can hold up this makeup pouch and I can ask a kindergartner, what color is this pouch? That kindergartner would probably respond with, it's blue. Does it look blue? Yeah, sure. Sure it does. If you ask a 5th grader, what color is this pouch? That 5th grader might say, it's kind of a light blue, little sky bluish. I'm gonna go with sky blue. The 5th grader would call this sky blue. Are they wrong? No. Is it still blue? Yes. Is it sky blue? Yes. Ask someone that's in high school and they think that they know everything as a teenager. So you ask that teenager that's in high school, what color is this makeup pouch? It's teal blue. Oh, so now we have a teal. Okay. So is it teal blue? Is it sky blue? Or is it blue? What if all of them are true? There's just deeper levels of true. You ask a painter who paints homes, paints rooms for a living. They can tell you the number of red, green, blue, and yellow pixels that make this exact color. Are they right or are they wrong? You say, okay, well, yes, that's correct also. They may actually have a trademark or copyrighted name for this particular color of blue that goes even deeper into the description of what it is versus just teal blue or sky blue or just plain old blue. But then you get to another level of consciousness and you ask someone, what color is this pouch? And they say, I think it's yellow. And you're like, oh no, this person is crazy. What are they talking about? There is no way this pouch is yellow. However, they have the understanding of colors that are being absorbed from your eye versus those that are being reflected. So this pouch has, from my eyesight to this pouch, all of the yellow is absorbed from it and it's reflecting blue. So now you have to ask the question, is it yellow or is it blue? So just imagine all of these people sitting in a room, this kindergartner, this fifth grader, this high schooler, this professional painter, and then this guru. They're all sitting in a room and they're all having an argument about, is this pouch blue? Is it sky blue? Is it teal? Is it whatever the painter says, is it yellow? Everybody wants to argue about what color this pouch is. But the fact of the matter is, how you perceive this pouch depends on what level of understanding you have at that moment in time. So we that may be at the high school level should not shame someone that's at the fifth grade level for saying that it's sky blue, because that's what that person sees. The fifth grader should not shame the kindergartner for saying that it's blue. The professional painter or the expert should not shame the high schooler because they have a deeper level of understanding as to what this pouch really looks like. Because when you start to examine things, the duality of things, for example, the person that says they think that this pouch is yellow. Well, blue and yellow are on opposite ends of the color spectrum. So they represent duality. So perhaps they're right. Maybe it is yellow. It's absorbed all the yellow color. So then in that case, it really would be yellow, but you're seeing the opposite color. Well, actually, it would be a mixture of yellow and red. So it would be orange, right? Because green is opposite red and yellow is opposite blue. So it will be a mixture of colors also. So if you're following what I'm saying, you're seeing how truth really depends on what level you're able to accept at that time. So we should not be having wars on social media, condemning family members that don't want to think like us, because you know what? Maybe they have not reached the level of awareness yet to be able to accept your level of truth. It does not mean necessarily that they're wrong. Yes, there are. I do believe that there are some non-truths. So if you tell me that this pouch is black, or you telling me it's white, or it has like polka dots on it, clearly I can't see polka dots. Well, maybe there are polka dots, but I can't see them. And I would think something is wrong with you. But the more you delve into your own spiritual growth and your own spiritual awareness, the less time you have to be concerned with what someone else is thinking or what someone else believes. Because you know what? There are many roads that will lead you home. Just think about it. When you get in your car and you go to the supermarket or you go to the fruit market or something, and do you always come home the exact same way? Is there only one road leading to your house? No, there are many roads. There are big roads, smaller roads that lead to the big roads, little paths that will get you back to the same destination. Even when you plug in an address in your GPS, more times than not, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be at least 3 routes that are shown to you. And even with those 3 routes, there are more routes that are not shown. So you can choose to turn down different streets, but eventually you will get to the same destination. So I just want to help everyone be more aware of spiritual growth and spiritual ascension and what that means. So if you are, say for example, you're a meat eater and you choose to not eat meat any longer, great, you've reached that level of ascension. Okay, so consuming overconsumption of animals is destroying the environment. So much is going on in the world because of the overconsumption of animals. However, if you're vegan and you say, you know what, I'm seeing another side of this. What if the plants that I'm eating are in fact feeling pain as well, but because I'm technically not a plant, I can't understand their level of pain? What if the grass blades hurt when we cut the grass? What if that tomato does not like your energy and doesn't want you to consume it? So those that go vegan for the animals because of the animal suffering, technically, when you're eating plants, you're taking a life too. So, and some may still argue, okay, well, what about the fact that, when I cut the strawberries off of the bush, more strawberries can grow? Someone else come back with the argument, well, if you pull a lizard's tail off, the lizards can grow another tail. So does that mean that we should go pulling lizards' tails off just because they can regenerate? So I'm not calling anyone right or wrong about their spirituality, what they choose to believe. If they choose to believe in Allah and Buddha and Jesus and all the ascended masters or ascended demons, rather, if they want to believe that, I'm not going to argue with you any longer. If you want to eat a mile of bacon, I'm not going to argue with you any longer. Your arteries are going to argue with you, but I'm not going to argue with you any longer. If you choose to see things from my point of view, cool. But I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to use the energy of arguing with people about what they choose to do with their own vessel. So if you choose to, so if you're on Instagram and there's all these people telling you about the lies that we've been told throughout history, and they can actually show you documentation of, okay, this is not how this happened, and you choose to see it some other way, that's a pointless argument. That time that I spent arguing with you, I can use that to better myself spiritually. I can choose to use that energy to be productive in my own life, to work through my own blockages, to release things that are no longer serving my highest interests any longer. But me worrying about other people and what other people decide to do with their vessel is not productive to my own well-being, emotionally, physically, psychologically, or spiritually. So I think it's time for us to really focus in on ourselves and to use everything that the cosmos is providing at this time to our benefit. And we can't do that being focused on other people. There's so much shit going on in the world. When we are literally on here, spiritual teachers telling you that there is indeed a level of spiritual warfare going on that most people have absolutely no clue about. Like, if you really saw the things going on in this world, you would be like a lot of us, like trying to get the hell out of here. Like, okay, let me learn my lessons. Let me clear this karma. Let me clear generational curses so this can be my last fucking lifetime on this planet. It's that serious. And there's so many layers to it. It's so much when we say the intergalactic and just how the past, present, and future are all one, and as above, so below, intergalactic conflicts going on Earth, and past lifetimes merging with this one, and parallel universes. That shit is real. So when you're really focusing in on what you have going on and the warfare that has been waged on you, because whether you choose to believe it or not, we are all under some type of control. Mental control. We have all been slaves to something. And so as you begin to unravel the layers of your existence and you see that you're an interdimensional being and you see how powerful you are, you have an understanding and an overstanding of why they want to keep you a slave. And the longer we focus on petty disputes and arguments and worrying about who's eating pork, who's vegan, who's not vegan, who believes in what God, who worships what demon, they're pulling some wool over your eyes and they're slipping stuff in that you're not even mentally thinking about, because you're thinking about trying to wake everybody else up. You know what? Just live your truth. Live your truth. And if it is time for people to embrace the level of truth that you're living at this time, they will. For some people, they're not going to get it. Everybody is not going to accept your truth. And guess what? It's okay. They don't have to accept your truth, because you know what? They may have to work out some generational karma that you didn't have to work out. So maybe it may take them another lifetime to get where you are right now. But you know what? Love yourself enough to let it go. Don't worry about what mama, daddy, cousin, brother, uncle, aunt, whoever, so-called friends, whatever people want to believe. Just allow them to do them. As long as it's not harming you, allow them to do what they're going to do. Because when we talk about warfare, as much as we don't want to think about it, there are always casualties with war. Even if you win the war, there's always casualties. Somebody is not going to see the victory. And we want everybody to come along. We want everybody to be there. And truth be told, there's really no such thing as death. Even in tarot, the death card just means transformation, or like a paradigm shift type change. So even the death card is not like death. Like death is not the end. It's the beginning of another existence, or the continuation of something else, but just taking on a different form. So when I say that there will be casualties, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person or family member, whoever, is going to die and not see that victory, but they're not necessarily going to see the victory in the manner in which you think that they should. They could have to come back through the bloodline again as somebody's child in order to come back in a new earth at a higher vibration in order to see the victory, but they may not necessarily see it in the form that you see them now. That doesn't make them any less of a person. It just means that they're on a different assignment than you. And you're getting it right now, but it may take them some time. It took that kindergartner years and years and years to get to the point where they see this as yellowish red, so orange color. So it took that kindergartner a while to get from seeing this as blue to seeing this as potentially orange. So we have to be patient with people. First of all, we have to be patient with ourselves and remember that we didn't get everything overnight. We did not learn everything that we learned right away. It took some time for us to get here. It took some hardships for us to get here. It took some long and weary nights, as they would, say up in the pulpit, some long and some weary nights. Yeah, it took some pain and some heartache for you to have the understanding of the spiritual wisdom and knowledge that you have attained at this moment in time, and have the understanding that everybody isn't ready to experience that level of pain that it requires for you to go through ascension. Everybody wants to think that spiritual growth and spiritual ascension is just like running through a field of sunflowers and everyone's happy and smiling. No! Spiritual ascension, spiritual growth is you warring for your soul. You're saying, I want to be free of the mind control. I don't want to be a slave anymore. I want to release all the generational karma that I have built up over a lifetime. I want to release the generational curses that were bestowed upon me by my parents and grandparents and whoever else in this bloodline that went through some trauma. I want to release relationships that are no longer serving my highest good. And guess what? All of that translates to pain, 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 pain. Why? Because we as humans have been taught and conditioned to having attachments in our lives. People always want to attach themselves to other people and things. Oh, I'm so attached to you. No, don't be attached to me. Because you know what? When you're attached to something or you're attached to someone, that brings suffering. Because if that thing or that person does not stay and does not maintain whatever he or she or it was doing for you, it causes suffering. It causes pain. So when you start to open your fists are closed like this, these are attachments. You're holding on to shit. You're holding on to people. The point of life is for you to release this and have the understanding that in this world you came alone. When you leave this world, you will leave alone. So I might love this makeup pouch, but guess what? When it's Sankofa's time to transition out of this realm, I ain't taking this pouch with me. It's not coming with me. I might love my parents. I might love my significant other. I might love my dog, my cousins, whoever. But I cannot be attached to them, because when it comes to attachment, if that person's season in my life has expired, I have to be comfortable enough to let them go. I cannot hold on any longer to something that is not meant, or someone that is not meant to stay in my life. So with me having that understanding now, I'm able to deal with death. I'm able to deal with people that I thought would be in my life forever. And the universe is saying, no, season shifted. No, it's time for you to move forward. They don't want to move forward. So if they don't want to move forward, who am I to tell them what to do with their vessel? We're all on different assignments. We're all on different paths. So just like it would not be fair for someone to tell me, Sankofa, you shouldn't meditate anymore. You shouldn't get tapped in anymore. You shouldn't receive messages from source anymore. You know, that's devilment. And them trying to stop me means that they're taking authority or trying to take authority over my life and my life's path. And you should not give anyone that type of authority or control over you to stop where you're supposed to be going. And likewise, you have the responsibility of making sure that you're not doing that to someone else. So as much as we love people, as much as we love our family, as much as we love people that we call friends, as much as we love pets, as much as we love food, as much as we love clothes, anything that you have attached heartstrings to, it is important for you to have the understanding that you, if it's another person, you don't have the authority to dictate what this person thinks. You don't have the authority to dictate this person's life path. If this person wants to smoke a whole mile full of crack every day, you know that it's destroying them. But guess what? They know it's destroying them too. And until they are ready to reconcile what that thing is that's eating at them, that's causing them to go into avoidance and seeking behavior, seeking something to silence that pain, even if it's just for a few minutes, you don't have the authority to stop them from killing themselves. Somebody could have a gun to their head. I want to die. You know what? I will tell you, I don't think that's the best thing for you to do. I think that you should reconsider this. I think that you should think about what got you here. I think that you should process through what got you to the point of wanting to die. And more than likely, it was an attachment to something that you didn't want to go. Someone mistreated you. Someone didn't do something for you that they should have. You felt like you had a fucked up childhood. Someone abused you. Someone stole something from you that you can't get back. Now you want to end your life. I don't think that's the best thing for you to do. But you know what? If I give you that wisdom and you say, nah, fuck this shit, and you still want to kill yourself, I will not stop you. And you know what? That is the ultimate love for someone, is respecting them enough to allow them to do whatever the hell they want to do with their vessel. Even if that means offending you. So even if it's your mama, your daddy, whoever, if they don't want to stay in your life, don't force them to. Allow people to do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, as long as you're not being harmed in the process. Now, if somebody's trying to shoot themselves and you're standing next to them and there's a possibility they're going to miss their head and shoot you, now you should have a problem then. You should definitely have a problem with the possibility of you getting shot with this person that's trying to commit suicide. But ultimately, if somebody wants to end it all, let them. Somebody wants to destroy themselves, let them. Some people have to hit rock bottom before they are able to see how they can build themselves back up, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. That caterpillar has to walk to his death as the caterpillar and get into the cocoon, and he has to stay there for a season. So to the other caterpillars, he's hit rock bottom, he's killing himself. Dude, why would you go in that cocoon? You know you're going to kill yourself. You're not going to be a caterpillar any longer. But guess what? He has to emerge as the butterfly. He doesn't want to crawl the ground anymore. He's mastered the ground. He's ready to fly. And this is not a message saying, I'm okay with suicide. That's not. Please hear the deeper message. Some people have to go through self-destructive behaviors. Some people want to stay in religion. Some people want to eat a mile of bacon. Some people want to smoke a mile of crack. And I'm not saying that any of these things is okay with me. No, these things are not okay with me and how I choose to run my vessel. But what I am saying is, if you want to destroy yourself, I will not stop you. I will give you words of wisdom. I will give you encouragement as much as you allow me and as much as my spirit allows me to. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to interrupt your karma, because some things that we are trying to save people from is a response to their karma. May not be anything they did in this lifetime. Could have been something they did last lifetime. And you trying to help people and pull them out, pull them up to where you are before they're ready, you're interrupting their soul lessons. So this whole message is about letting go of arguing with people about what they choose to be, what they choose to believe. Let it go. Do you share your truth and be at peace? Peace. Sankofa.